MVFF Swansea, Season 6, Matchday 7 with your coach Howell. I hope you're well. I know I certainly am. We've had a fantastic week. Not even just last night. We're looking at over the weekend, the bank holiday, the blazing sunshine, everyone having a fantastic time. The In It Together festival was on, which is a lovely scenario for the local community as well. And honestly, the amount of togetherness going through that I felt last night was unbelievable. But before we start with last night, I'd like to personally congratulate these three fine gentlemen for their achievements. In front of you here, you've got Josh Howells, Chris Shaw and Andrew Rowley. Now these guys are the amazing losers. Representatives, of course. They were the ones there who were representing Wales, with Josh and Chris then representing Swansea and Andrew then with Newport. These guys, just put it in perspective guys, these guys in their weight loss journey have managed to shift 180 kilos together. That is unbelievable. I can't get over it. I just want you to actually picture that. Google it. Have a little thought of how much that is. And that's the progress that these fine gentlemen have made, which is out of this world. And I couldn't be prouder. Honestly, guys, you are testament to the programme. You are testament to exactly what it is. And if any person took a leaf from your book on how to do this, they would get success. Guys, if you're thinking, I'm not sure how to do this, I'm not sure where to go, these are the guys that you need to communicate with as well. There's so many individuals in the league who can support you, but obviously you can see then that whatever it's doing for them, it's working for them, and it's worth you picking a little bit of their brains. So from us at Swansea, from myself as the coach of Swansea, I would just like to offer that my congratulations to you guys, that it is an awesome achievement and one that's certainly driven me on for my own journey as well. Thank you for that. Back to the roundup. So, a lot of questions again in regards to own goals, hat-tricks. How many goals do people lose when they're there? So, let's go through this and I'll just put it through there now. So, if your season starting weight was the weight that you finished last season on. If you've just started with us, of course, that would be the season starting weight, would be your very first weight you weigh when you register. If you gain weight enough to go over that season starting weight, you will score an own goal, which is -1 for your team. You will. If you continue to gain weight after that, you will score an own goal. If you are still over your season starting weight, however, you've lost weight, you won't incur an own goal. You won't contribute to your team until you go underneath the season starting weight. And that is when you're underneath that season starting weight, that is when the left-hand side of the screen comes into play with your weekly team bonus. So as a team, if you can identify then with people who have lost weight, if you can see that 3 or 4 of you have lost weight, that's an extra 2 goals. If you know that there's 7 or 8 of you who've lost weight, that's an extra 4 goals. And you can see how much of an impact that makes. And if it's 7 or 8 of you losing 0.1, or it's 3 or 4 of you losing 5 kilos each, you'll still earn 2 goals or 4 goals. It matters about the amount of people who have lost weight, not the amount of weight people have lost. Please remember that. Scoring hat-tricks. Now, the hat-trick is an extra goal for your team for every time a person has lost weight for 3 weeks. It doesn't have to be consecutive. It's 3 weeks. Now remember that, and remember the only caveat to this is if you've got 2 weeks left of the season, your hat-trick will not be carried over to the next season. Okay? No hat-tricks are carried over. And that leaves us with the last bit. So the milestones are multiples of 5. So if you have hit your 5%, your next milestone is your 10%. If you've hit your 15, your next milestone is your 20. You can only have 2 milestones each season. Then after that, of course, it's carried over and they're issued in the next season, of course. And of course, if you've hit your healthy BMI of 25, there are no more milestones. However, what you are then providing for your team and giving as a point of hit your target is you're giving a goal for every single time you weigh in and you still remain in your healthy weight. Okay, and your healthy weight is that around the BMI of 25. If you want any more information about that, manvfat.com/manvfat football rules on site with hyphens in between each one. Okay, so what we've got here now then, we've got our Matchday 7 data dump, as you can see it here. And as you can see, tracking-wise, everyone has been on it. I could even see by the captains, they were coming in and they wanted to make sure that I knew that every single person in their team had tracked. And they wanted to show me and they could see that. And I thought, that is absolutely fantastic. The accountability that's bringing to a team is amazing. And you can see that by the player profiles that are coming out. You can see the amount of people that are giving the advice of tracking is key. You know that that's the way it works. Team loss bonus goal for Goyer goes to purple. And then, of course, the team attendance bonus goal also goes to purple and green, with the season 6 percentage leader remaining as Luke Davis from the Whites. Well done, mate. We've also got in copper then, every single person tracked. Team loss bonus goal goes to Scranra, black team. And, of course, team attendance bonus scores go to blue and maroon. Now, bear in mind right now, if you're thinking yourself, you're trying to work out what your team attendance, we have a number of teams at this moment in time on 10 players in their squad. So that is the threshold. If you have 10 or more, you will earn attendance goals. Okay, that's definite there. If you have 9 and then other teams have 10, they will take that threshold there. Season 6 percentage leader for copper, of course, Chris Stevens, you're still there. And there are people who are creeping up on you both, guys. So please, please keep going now. Well done. Attendance, it was 70.1%. I've changed it to a percentage because obviously numbers are fluctuating at the moment. So I want to make sure that we get a clear percentage there. We've been roughly around the 75, 76. We've had a couple of 80s. We've had 190%. I won't lie there. But at the same point, it's bank holiday. It's the time where people are going on holiday, going away for a week or so. They're going away just before you tend to find that the expensive holidays kick in. So we understand and we can see how it happens. But at the same point, 70% of the league attending is still an impressive figure. Goals on the pitch, 53. Absolutely brilliant there, guys. Scales goals then, obviously trumping the pitch goals at 60 and the coach goals then at 36. And that is obviously reflective on Rumble and, of course, the amount of goals that you can see that are coming through on the left-hand side there. Okay, so here we are. This is what we're all looking for here. So the weekly team loss. We've got a few teams there. We've had 4 teams who have lost weight, of course. The rest of them remained, either gained or remained maintained where they were. However, I'm not here to shame. I'm not going to do that. So any person who's lost weight will celebrate. Any person who's gained or have maintained, it stays at 0 there. And you can see then the thinner two in it. You can see Sporting Biergert, Marco Van Fastin, Frying Dutchman, Vinder Blues, Pink Panthers, Fazio and the Fat and Furious all maintained there, which is a healthy way of doing it. But of course, we can see then Fat Astuta at 6.9 kilos. Incredible Bulks at 4.4. Scranra 7.4 kilos and Forest Green Bloaters at 6.2 kilos. Just shows you how on it those teams are right now. The weekly club loss, unfortunately, was minus 2.7. But that's okay. That's still okay because in whole honesty with you, it's a bank holiday. People have been pushed out of it. People are thrown with the situation. And then the sun has been out. Everybody's been celebrating, enjoying. And sometimes having that human touch to it is important. Okay? That these weeks here, restart people and go, right, I need to get onto this. And then we'll see a massive collective loss then coming in next week. We're still in a position, guys, where we've got a total club loss in 7 weeks of 284.2 kilos, which is unbelievable. We were reading up on previous seasons where the target at the end of the season was 16 kilos more than what we've got already in 7 weeks. So take that into perspective before you see anything else. Gore's biggest losers, of course, then, they are all from Fat Astuta there. So Nathan Hicks at 4.1 kilos. Kieran Miller at 3.3 and Joel Barder at 2.3 kilos there. Absolutely storming result there. Well done. And then Copper, of course, the biggest losers for the week then. We had joint first there with Ryan Hawkins and Joseph Gear at 2.9 kilos. And Scott Hansen coming in and a healthy second or third, depending which way you look at it, at 2.5 kilos there. Amazing results, guys. And you can see you are absolutely on it like Sonic. Brilliant to see. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 new inductees as well to the milestone clubs. Amazing to see. Kev Coulson, Dean Davis and Matthew Corbett jumping into the 5% club there. Amazing to see. I'm very proud of you guys. Well done for getting your name in there. Nobody can take it away from you. It's there for you to return to and enjoy, of course. 10% club. Nathan Hicks, Ryan Hawkins, Nathan Charles. You were there. You have done it. Honestly, the responses that I saw when you see that, and you can tell now when somebody knows there's a milestone come in, because they weigh in, I press it, and you see they stick around for a bit, and I look up at them, they give me the nod, and I check it again, then I refresh it, and you can see they know, and having that point that people are so accountable for their bodies that they know when they've done it, that shows that we're doing the right thing here. Just if we're looking at accountability alone, we know we're doing the right thing. 15% as club has had 2 new inductees as well. James Lewis, Dan Curran, you have done it. You were in the 15%. And funny enough, as soon as that certificate was there, as soon as that picture was taken, the first thing that was said to me is, I'm going for my 20. That is drive. That is determination. That is just how much these people have transformed to be such driven individuals to improve themselves. It's nobody else they're improving themselves, which is absolutely amazing. And it's their mental health, their well-being, just making themselves feel better. It's a good feeling, guys, and it's certainly, on my perspective as a coach, seeing people being so positive about their own successes is just something which makes my day. Honestly, even talking about it right now is making me feel, is putting a smile on my face. Let's move on. So, feature that I've added, the hat-trick heroes. These are the guys who are contributing to their teams. Just bear in mind, every name there has contributed a goal to their team this week. Okay, just for you to get that into perspective here, and you can see there's a few names there who are in the milestone, who have hit the milestones as well. So that means then with the milestone and this, it's 40%. 40%. Sorry, 40%. 4 goals. You can see that it's been a long day. So let's go for it. Thinner to win it. Darrell Cox, well done, mate. You've added a goal on the hat tricks there. Fattest Stuter, of course, Matthew Owen, Joel Barder, and Carl May. Incredible bulks, James Lewis, Alex Lewis and Scott Davis. Marco Van Fasten then, Matt Brooks, you have given your team that extra goal. Scranraw then, Chris Shaw, Mark Lockwood, you were there with your extra goals for the team. Absolutely tremendous to see. Vinder Blues, Gareth Akers contributed to yourselves as well. Pink Panthers, Kev Coulson, Lee Osborne, you have contributed. Well done. And Tom Griffiths and Chris Simmons, you have just ploughed in with those extra goals there on the hat tricks. Forest Green Bloaters, Chris Stevens, Matthew Riley, you there. Absolutely brilliant to see. And of course, with the Fat and Furious, Andrew Cook, Matthew Corbett and Gavin Mayrick, you were there giving your teams those extra goals that are required in your hat tricks. Congratulations, guys. Brilliant to see. And the results. This is what we all were looking at. This is what everybody wanted to know about, and this is why people come on a Tuesday to play football, of course. It's that extra bonus that you get after a week of losing weight. It's your gift, it's your treat, it's the thing that we all do just to celebrate the fact, even if it's a thing that you've gained weight, you blow off some steam. If you've lost weight, you play football, you feel that little bit lighter because you've just seen it on the scales. It's still a celebration. But of course, let's start it. So 7 o'clock kickoffs here. Incredible Bulks against Fattest Stuter. 5-3 on the pitch to Incredible Bulks. 9-8 on the scales to Incredible Bulks. 3 all on tracking and 4 all on bonuses. Gave it a very close 21-18 to the Incredible Bulks. And of course, over Copper at 7 o'clock, we had the Vinder Blues against FC Fazio with 5-4 on the pitch, 2 goals to 3 on the scales then to Fazio, 3 all on tracking, and 4-3 Bonus goes to Vinder Blues. 5-4 on the pitch was Vinder Blues, by the way. Giving an extremely close result of 14 goals to 13 to the Vinder Blues there. Already you can see how awesome those games were, just by how close those results are. Second games then, 7:30 of course, thinner to win it against Flying Dutchmen for Goir. So the pitch score was 2 goals to 11. Now, there was a borrow, added extra goals, which was awarded to Flying Dutchmen, of course. So then that is the reason that it was 11 and not 9, as it was on the pitch in the first place. Scales then, 0 to -1. So thinner to win it, 1 on the scales at that result there. Tracking then, and 3-all, and bonuses of 2-all, giving an overall of 7 to 15 to the Flying Dutchmen. Well done, guys. Pink Panthers against Fat and Furious were next. And so the pitch score, because it was a forfeit. It was a forfeit, but at the same point, a few of the Fat and Furious guys wanted me just to identify that they won on the pitch anyway. They played a game and they won on the pitch. I said I wasn't going to do that because I didn't want to sound condescending. They said we'll listen to it and we'll take it anyway. But they were celebrating the fact that they won on the pitch, and they were loving the fact that this is the first game that they've actually won on the pitch, let alone the forfeit. They felt that their performance on the pitch was up there. I didn't have an opportunity to see the game, unfortunately, due to the fact that I was weighing people in, but I've heard very good results about and good reports of how competitive, enjoyable each and every of the games were. But it's been recorded as 5-0 to the Fat and Furious. Scales then was 5 goes to 12 to Fat and Furious. Tracking of 3-all and bonuses of 3 goes to 4 to Fat and Furious, giving an overall of 11-24 to the Fat and Furious. Last games of the night were at the 8 o'clock games, of course, with Sporting Biergat against Markaban Fastin on the Goyer side, and that result was 2 goals to 8 to Markaban Fastin. Scales was -1 to 4 goals to Markaban Fastin, with 3 goals in tracking all and bonuses then of 2-all, giving an overall there of 6 goals to 17 to Markaban Fastin. And of course in Copper then, we had the Forest Green Bloaters against Stranraer. Pitch score was 5-2 to Stranraer. Scales was 12-7 to Forest Green Bloaters. 3-all on tracking, 2 goals to 4 to Stranraer, giving us a draw of 19-all. Unbelievable. And you can see just faces of disappointment, faces of elation, faces of wow, couldn't believe we got there. But honestly, absolutely fantastic to see there, guys. Brilliant games, thoroughly enjoyed, and I'm really looking forward to eventually coming out and watching a good few of these games at the sidelines as soon as we get one of those nights where I can weigh everybody in as soon as, and then come and watch all the games. We continue. Now this was updated at 9 minutes to 2 this afternoon. So you can see then that the goals have been updated. So we'll start off with Goyer, Scott Davis, Kyle Lewis, Aaron John, Nick Davis, Darryl Cox, Tom Scott, Chris Church, CJ, Carl Williams, Kerr Phillips and Carl May are the top 10 of Goyer there, with Scott Davis riding high on there with 17 goals and Kyle Lewis coming in very closely at 14 goals there. Copper, of course, we've got TG at 17 goals with Dan Landek, Corey Davis at 16, very close behind him. Alex Kirkhouse coming in 11, Aled Mason, Byron Dover-Wade, Joe Gear, Lee Stevens, Ryan Hawkins and James Hartree finishing off the top 10 for Copper there. And you can see, guys, all these scores are still at close range there. We could have somebody scoring a hat-trick in that point, and then they'll just shoot up that table to unprecedented levels. Amazing to see, guys, and it's lovely to see that. Thank you to Darryl Cox and Aaron Harris for taking such care in making sure that this is identified every single week. I have a text message from them saying it's ready, and I put it up there then. Thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate your work. Okay. And how's all this done to the league? So this is the overall league. You're fully aware of it. You've seen plenty of it before. So we start with Goyer with the incredible Bulks at 12 points. riding high at the top there. Fantastic to see. Thinner to win it next. Fattest Tutor, Marco Banfastin, the Flying Dutchman, and then Sporting a Beer Gut at last place there. Over corporate, of course, we've got Scranra with 13 points. Then we've got Forest Green Bloaters at 9. Pink Panthers, Fat Furious, FC Fazio, and Vinda Blues. But on the scales, it looks a little different. So we've got Incredible Bulks at the top with 14 points. We've got Fat Astuta at 10 points. Thinner 200 at 8. Sporting a Beer Gut at 4. Marco Banfastin at 4. Being split merely by goal difference there. And of course, Flying Dutchman with 2 points. And over copper then, we've got Forest Green Bloaters with 10 points. Fat and Furious with 10 points. Fazio with 9 points. Scranra with 6. Pink Panthers with 5. And Vinda Blues with 2. Look how close in copper the top 3 are there. That is going to be to the wire. It's lush to see. I absolutely love it when you can see this. And there's no calling. There's no calling at all. The scales, it could go any way. We've got 3 weeks left of this league, guys. Let's make it a good one. Team of the week. So we've got an amazing team of the week here. You can see that clearly. So what we've got going on, we'll start straight from the top. Nathan Hicks hitting his 10% there. Absolutely fantastic to see. Paul Croft then smashing in with a 0.5 kilo loss. Brilliant to see. Kyle Bamford. Now, I saw this at the end of the night, and I was kicking myself because realistically I wanted to celebrate this, but I'm going to be a week late, unfortunately, but we're going to get it out anyway. So he lost 1.3 kilos last night, but he also hit his 30%. Now that is going to be awarded at next season. However, I think it's worth recognising right now. Kyle Bamford, you are an absolute machine, mate. You are unbelievable. Currently, right now, on the system, from the point that you've joined us, you have lost 49 kilos, mate. Okay? You've got a kilo to lose and you hit the 50, but you have lost 49 kilos with us from the point that you joined in, which is unbelievable, mate. It's inspirational. Honestly. I cannot wait to see your name in that amazing losers next season. I cannot wait, mate. Honestly, congratulations, bro. James Lewis, well done. You hit your 15%. Absolutely fantastic to see. Nathan Hodgson, 1.2 kilo loss. Amazing to see. And of course, Dean Davis with his 5%. In copper side then, of course, Chris Simmons, you've been issued the accolade of Team of the Week by our team, of course, for building momentum. Just coming each week, returning a good loss onto it and really going for it. Well done, mate. Fantastic to see there. Kev Coulson smashing your 5% there. Brilliant to see. And of course, Chris Bing losing 5 weeks in a row. Consistency they're seeing. They're seeing sheer consistency is something we're celebrating. And I think that's absolutely gorgeous to see. Scott Hansen, 2.5 kilo loss. As well as that, it had been noted, just to give a little mention there to Joe Gear for his just consistent losing on the weeks there. You can see he's just subliminal. He's just going with it. But Scott, you've come in here and you've just rocked house. The team loves you. Everybody who talks to you loves you completely. You can see that you are really thriving in this environment, and honestly, mate, I cannot wait to see where your journey goes. Dan Kerwin, Matthew Corbett, 15 and 5% there. Absolutely fantastic to see. And of course, Ryan Hawkins, Nathan Charles, the Forest Green Bloaters, 10%, guys. Amazing to see that you've hit that. Fantastic result. Congratulations, Team of the Week. And this brings us, of course, to the Rumble. This is what people are really going for as well. And you can see that 104 people have been eliminated out of 136, which means there's 32 members left. Okay, so we've got 3 weeks of the league. We've got another 4 weeks of the cup to go. 7 weeks there, guys. And we've got 32 members. Let's just see where we can go from there. Absolutely brilliant to see. And of course, Matchday 8. Here's the fixtures. This is what we're going to be seeing next week and what times you are on. So, 32 minute and Marco Band Fasting. You are at 7 o'clock for the Goyer League, followed by the Incredible Bulks against Sporting Beergut, and of course, Fat Astuta against the Frying Dutchmen. In Copper League, of course, we've got Pink Panthers against Scranrath at 7 o'clock. Upper 7 then, we've got Vinder Blues against Forest Green Bloaters, and then Fazio against Fat and Furious at 8 o'clock there. This has been your roundup, guys. I genuinely hope that you've enjoyed listening to this and just getting the data from the slides as well. As a moment of thought, a lot of people have been turning to me and having conversations about what they're trying. Some people are trying intermittent fasting. Some people are trying different forms of weight loss, trying different things, maybe doing the whole thing of not eating a particular type of food. My best advice to you is, whatever you do, track it and listen to your body. Listen to how it's reacting to the foods you eat. Listen to the times of the night you're eating or the times of the day you're eating. Are you a person that when you are eating a specific kind of food that it stops you from having a good night's sleep? If that's the case, sleep is important for your weight loss. So please try and cherish that. Okay? If you're in a position where you're trying to eat earlier on in the day and not eat late at night, but then you're up until 12 o'clock at night, go to bed earlier. Get that sleep in instead. And those cravings will go because your cravings aren't there when you're sleeping. And that's one thing that that's one thing that genuinely helped me more than anything, was that by not eating later on in the night and going to bed earlier because I didn't want those cravings kicking in, I was actually not only having a good night's sleep, I was feeling better about myself, but I was also losing weight because of that reason. So, just a little insight there for you guys. Have a fantastic week. For you guys who are on half term right now, have an awesome week. I know I'm going to. But everybody else, if you're working, if the sun's out, every single moment that you can, go and enjoy it. We don't get that often. It's coming to the summer and I hope it's going to be here for a while. But whilst we've got it, let's just cherish it. This has been your Coach Howell. I hope you have a fantastic week. Thank you very much for listening, guys, and goodbye.